Hey, Mr. H here. I figured out once I got into things, I'm like, uh-oh, we didn't review slide and divide at all when we were doing our lesson on advanced factoring. So I wanted to take a chance to do that here and throw in the twist of having it be to the fourth. Because remember when we were talking during the lesson, x to the fourth stuff, we're going to treat it like it's x squared. So if this was 3x squared, I'd be like, okay, you can do guess and check. Okay, some of you do that. That's outstanding if you have that skill. But if some of you, that's not quite how your brain operates, here's what we do with slide and divide, just as a reminder. If you want a complete lesson with more slide and divide after this, if you go to my YouTube, Hardy Math, and type in factoring, oh, you're going to get so many videos on factoring, you're not going to know what to do with yourself, and slide and divide will come up in there. So, but for a single example here, what we're going to do is we're going to slide our coefficient down here to the end, our lead coefficient. 28 times 3 is 84. And once we do this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to treat it like a diamond problem or like our regular easy problems because there's no coefficient now, no lead coefficient. It's 1. So we multiply to get the number on the end. We add to get the number in the middle. So if we're treating this like we would when we do x squared, normally this would be x and x because x times x is x squared. But since it's x to the fourth this time, we'll do x squared in each. And now we're going to go looking for our clues. Multiply number is negative, which means what? It's one of each sign. If it's positive, the signs are going to be the same. The plus in the middle tells me the sign of the bigger number. So my job now has become to take 84 and find two numbers that multiply to 84 that are 17 apart. You're like, Hardy, I have a hard enough time with their small numbers. What am I supposed to do with this? Use your friend here, the calculator, and start dividing things in. Now, you're like, do I have to do this forever, like until I get every single combination that's possibly in there? And the answer to that is no. I just wanted to go until I stop talking here for a minute. Every once in a while, you need to stop for a minute because what is the goal here? I'm trying to find two that are 17 apart because the signs are different. Oh, I already got that one. I don't need to keep doing this. Sign of the bigger number. Now be careful. Okay, my new people to slide and divide. You are not done factoring this yet. I know that looks like a difference of squares. It is a difference of squares, but don't factor it yet because you remember I said the name of this is slide and divide. We now need to take this 3 and divide it back in. If it goes in nicely, we go ahead and get that in. If it doesn't go in nicely, 4 divided by 3, 1.33333333, math, enter, enter. I still get a fraction. I take that lead number and I swing it back to the front. Now remember, before you circle this and say it's the answer, look to see if either of your quantities, your sets of parentheses, are able to be factored. Now, how do I know? If you see perfect squares for both your x or x squared and the other number. So x squared, perfect square. Is 7 a perfect square? No. Okay, so that's staying the same. Is 3 a perfect square? No. Even though 4 is, 3 is not a perfect square. This one would be done. Now, let's just say, for example, I know you're like, dang, this is a problem in a video. It's like the longest video ever. Come on now. Let's say you get an answer sometime and you've got like x squared plus 3, 4x squared minus 9. And that's what you end up with. Perfect square, perfect square. In this case, I would need to break this down because that would be 2x and that would be 3. That's what I would square to get each term. And then I'd follow my first plus second, first minus second pattern. And it is possible that sometime you're going to get both of these and both of them are going to break down. You're going to have 4 sets of parentheses. Okay, but for our problem, that's what you've got there. So take your time and you're going to get there A-okay.